I hid the stolen $5 million inside the blinds, but before I could finish hiding it, I heard someone coming back. Frightened, I quickly rolled the blinds up. When the boss walked in with his bodyguard, I pretended to clean the window like nothing had happened. I thought my plan had worked, but to my surprise, the boss went straight to check the safety. When he opened it and saw the money was gone, he immediately suspected that I had stolen it.
Where's the money?
What money? I don't understand.
Since I refused to admit it, Tony ordered the bodyguard to search for me. But to Tony's surprise, the bodyguard didn't find anything on me. I thought I could finally leave, but Tony suddenly called the surveillance room. He wanted to check the footage from that day. Then he told the bodyguard to pull down all the blinds. I was terrified my plan would be exposed. When the bodyguard reached the window where I hid the money, the blind suddenly got stuck. Seeing that Tony decided to pull it himself, I shut my eyes tight thinking I was about to be caught. But just then, someone came in delivering the surveillance footage. Tony stopped what he was doing, turned around, and started watching the video. I knew it was only a matter of time before they found out, so I pretended to faint and hit the glass. Luckily, a stack of cash fell down. While they weren't paying attention, I quickly picked it up and slipped it into my pocket, then secretly put it into a nearby bag. After that, I pointed at the screen and said, "The bodyguard's bag looks suspicious," hinting that Tony should check it. Tony immediately stood up and opened the bag. Sure enough, he found a stack of cash inside.
Sir, I don't know, what is this?
Shut up. Sit down now.
Then Tony told me I could leave first, but the rest of the money was still inside. So as I was leaving, I deliberately broke the blinds. Then I apologized and said I'd take them for repair. That's how I managed to smuggle the money out. But to my shock, when I got home that night, Tony and the bodyguard were already waiting for me. It turned out Tony had already seen everything from the surveillance footage. Just as he was about to punish me, he suddenly noticed there were photos of him in my house, and next to him in the photo was his old partner. But that man had been killed by Tony long ago. Realizing this, Tony demanded to know my relationship with him.
He's gone.
The truth was, I disguised myself as a cleaner just to take back what rightfully belonged to my father. But in the end, Tony still found out. Then he ordered the bodyguard to open the blinds and take back the money. But to everyone's surprise, inside were not stacks of cash, but rows of printed documents. They were all evidence proving Tony had framed my father. I was going to hand them over to the police and avenge him. Seeing this, Tony flew into a rage. He signaled the bodyguard to kill me, but instead the bodyguard turned him on and held him down. He quickly told me to open the door. Then 2 police officers came in. Tony was stunned to realize that the bodyguard had actually been an undercover cop all along, working to gather evidence and arrest him. I was credited for helping with the case and finally reclaimed everything that belonged to my father.